But one of the things that really stuck with me, and this is, I think, one of the hardest challenges that most people face sitting on this side of the table, is it's one thing when you're about to go blind and you're really, really sick and you have a major wake-up call, you have a heart attack or something happens, and it's like, oh my God, now I have to do something. It's a very different thing when you're looking at your life. Things are overall fine. You know, you've jumped off the cliff, but you haven't hit the ground yet, right? And then you're thinking, I could still do this. I can still do this. I'll work out next week. You know, how does a person go from a state of non-emergency in terms of what they think their situation is to creating enough of a personal sense of urgency to actually take action and make a change? A pandemic. Okay, there you go. That's a good answer.
The flip of things where everything became uncomfortable for everybody changes people's mentality and outlook on things. Look at how it impacts people's work.
Sure.
Now, like for years, mental health and wellness and physical activity has been something that some companies have incorporated.
Right.
Others have been like, nah. After this, everybody's on board with it now because it impacted them. So people start to make major changes and adjustments when it affects not just them but everybody around them. Whereas if it affected everyone around them and not them, they kind of go, I'm okay. Right? We tend to always act as to if everything in my house is fine, I'm good.
It's exactly the point I'm making.
There's an earthquake happening outside.
That's right. This happened to someone else.
It's fine.
Right.
It's fine. It's only when it starts to happen to the people closest to you or to you directly. Now, a proactive person would go, hey, I'm seeing this happen. I better protect myself now.
Right.
And that's the shift that I think people need to start making. What's actually going to take it to happen is something like a pandemic or just overall a re-examination of living to see, okay, could I make changes here? Where am I stuck? Where am I making where do I need to make adjustments?
It's so interesting because what you're describing is exactly what businesses are going through.
Yeah.
You know, businesses went through the same shakeup,
Yeah.
and now they're starting to look at their supply chains or the way they operate. Okay, how do I make better? How do I look at my culture within my business? What's my marketing look like? Well, you know, everyone's starting to improve their businesses because there's been a major event, right? And that's, you know, and that right now they need the help.
Yeah.
And they should have taken the action beforehand because when the pandemic hit, they would have been ready for that and they would have been able to manage it.
And the companies that thrive through something like this and who continues to succeed are the ones that looked at things and said, what could affect the mental health of my staff? What could affect the physical health of my staff? What things can we put in place ahead of time? Before that happens, and it's a matter of looking into other environments and seeing, okay, how are they doing in Europe? How are they doing in this country, this place, this city? Maybe they're doing things differently. Maybe we can adapt that a bit more. But if a person always thinks that they're fine, they haven't really read the room.
Right.
And companies, unfortunately, they don't always read the room well.
Mm-hmm.
They make decisions and they go, this is what we're going to do.
That's right.
And everyone's like, what the heck? But also, too, a person may not be speaking up. And sometimes, in some instances, one person speaks up.
Right.
They're not enough speak up to go, yes, I agree, let's do something different. And if one person speaks up out of the thousands of employees,
it's not a voice that's going to be heard.
It's not enough.
Right.
When it should be enough.
Right.
So I'm really hoping that pattern changes for a lot of people, that this sort of situation has really opened the eyes to everyone to kind of see, okay, instead of me waiting until the fall comes and maybe we have another shutdown, what do I do now to prepare myself for that?
Yeah, proactively.
Be proactive.